Hi, Tony Sells here. We've got Dustin, we've got Don Aquilano, Allos Ventures as our guest today. We've got him now for 3 episodes because just had so much fun talking through everything that is facing us in business today. So, Don, we're going to go around the room. I want to get everybody's 3 biggest failures that we see in businesses in startup when they're reaching out there, they're making their first genesis, that before break even, before proof of concept. What are the 3 biggest mistakes you see entrepreneurs make today?
Yeah, the first the one I would add most, and it's sort of generic a little bit, it's around listening, right? There's a reason you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and part of it is not only during the pitch to the investors are you listening to what's important to them, but very importantly, we're watching the entrepreneur and trying to understand, are you listening to your customer, right? So clearly there's smart entrepreneurs who think they have the new model and the new solution. What we want to understand is, have you walked a mile in the shoes of the customer?
Yeah.
Do you know that the problem they're trying to solve is not only on their whiteboard, but the top of their whiteboard, right? So we want to be able to see that you're actually listening, because that tells us down the road you're going to be sufficiently agile, because there's going to be curveballs thrown at you all day long from the market, from competition, from your own team, and so on. So we want to understand that this person is sufficiently sort of self-aware of what they're good at and what they're not good at in doing a lot of listening. And so the failures we see are around folks who are not don't exhibit that strength.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. How about you, D?
I'd say a couple, and it just comes with just learning as a new startup is managing cash flow. Especially if you have employees, the first mistake you don't ever make is not to pay your employees.
Yeah.
And so, you gotta make sure there's money in there to pay your employees, and so you gotta be managing your cash flow and the money you're putting out for R&D and marketing, and then obviously then the second step is to do that is you gotta go sell.
Yeah.
As a business owner, you gotta go sell.
Yeah.
And
trying to outsource that too fast.
You just forget, you get so tied up in the weeds of the business, and you're like, dude, if there's no money coming in, how are you gonna pay people? Number one, so you got to be out hitting the streets and selling.
Yep.
And I think business owners forget to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you guys hit my 2, and I might offer 1, because I think listening, being empathetic to the market, listening to the data that the market's telling you. I mean, people say, well, everybody likes this idea, but are they paying for it? Right? I mean, will they pay for it? I mean, because there's an opportunity cost. We just talked about that on the VC side. If the opportunity cost, if I've got a new marketing strategy as an example, it's not that they like the marketing strategy, is that will they stop spending money on something else and spend money on mine is there an opportunity cost spend there, right? I think that's huge. I think the point I'm going to look at, we have an old saying. I mean, I grew up on a farm, and so there's a saying that, and I might murder it, but I'm going to try it anyways. The pig gets fat and the hog gets slaughtered, and I see people doing this with IP. They think they've got I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've sat down with an entrepreneur and they want me signing an NDA before I knew what the hell, I've got the cure for cancer. In fact, I actually built a concept once that I was sharing with some people, and somebody gave me my concept back to me and had me sign an NDA for it. I was like, that was nice of you.
Yeah, I've never signed one, by the way.
Yeah, well, good for you. Being selfish and greedy with IP, be it not having somebody who could be a financial partner and arguing over valuation back and forth when you have nothing except slideware, or you have nothing except a web page, or then you need their getting nitpicky on that, and then your people. To your point, you said they don't have enough money to pay the people. It's you're not taking care of the things that are actually going to get the thing off the ground. I always make the analogy to poker. It's like, if you don't have any chip, if your pot's this big and you can get it to this big, you play to get it to that big. If you don't have any chips and somebody gives you chips, that's your back. You've got to take care of that. Do you think greed sometimes raises its head a lot in this early stage game where people think they've got more than they've got?
I absolutely believe that to be true. One of the things that has been one of our values at Allos Ventures is to be fair.
Yeah.
Literally to be fair. Right. To be fair on the investment that we make, but also if that company is ready for M&A, or if you're cutting it, you have to be fair.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what we don't want is malcontent managers and entrepreneurs running the company.
Right.
But similarly, they shouldn't want malcontent investors. If there's too much greed, we will walk away.
Yeah.
Right. Because again, we have so many other things that we're looking at. Ultimately, we want to be fair.
Yeah, and part of that is because because the nature of your business model, and you're raising money for the next fund that's raising money. But part of that is this is a small market.
Yeah.
I mean, people start to know when you've done them wrong. I mean, there's a couple meetings I've been in over time where you're starting to talk to somebody and they don't want to give you an opinion on somebody else. They don't have to say anything. You know what I mean? It's already been said, right? And that might be the Indiana polite way to do things, but you have to take care of the people that helped you get to where you want to go. And we can do that so easily if you through a network, through a connection, through trying to help somebody find the right money if you're the wrong money, but also making sure that if they've helped you grow a business, that you've helped them with their career, that you've advanced them. I mean, I counted it the other day. We had incubated, I think it was 17 businesses out of the businesses that we had started. Right, and I can reach out and pick up the phone, and those people still have coffee with me, help me. Some of them are our clients. I think there's some of that we just have to keep in mind. This is a long-term game. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right. This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Amen.
Right.
Amen.
Right. You know them by the company you keep, and you know them by how you behave.
So listen to the marketplace. Right. Take care of your people. And don't be greedy with your ideas, with your people, with your investors. It's got to win.
Don't forget sales.
And don't forget
sales.
sales.
Yeah.
Don't
you got to
forget
sell.
sales.
Right.
I would say there's a fourth because I totally agree. I've talked to more entrepreneurs that want to outsource the selling thing before they've mastered it. Right? I mean, that is a big one. So thanks so much, Don. It's been a great time, man.
Yep. Thank you for having me, guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
You bet.
Thanks, Don.
Bye for now.
Appreciate it.